My name is Linda Gibson and this is Kobe. He's my 2-year-old pit bull mix who happens to be deaf. I got him through a local rescue group that goes up to our local PetSmart. The backyard breeder had come and brought him in because he was deaf and nobody would adopt him. The deafness didn't intimidate me at all, so he came home with me. The training really wasn't much different than the training that I did for my other dogs. I've done hand signals with my lab mix that I have. So the training really was more human training. Trying to break my habits, I had to physically get up to reprimand him if he was doing something I didn't want him to do or to get his attention, as opposed to just calling for a hearing dog. Once I broke those habits, training was just as easy as with any other dog. Dogs are just very visual animals, and they'll cue into the hand signal a lot of times much quicker than they will to the verbal command. And he does startle, just like any other dog, but being deaf, he might startle more easily when somebody comes up to him and he doesn't hear them. So I've always made sure that when he does startle from when he was a puppy, he got good attention after. So he always realized good things would come if something came up to him unexpectedly. In the past, people used to automatically put down deaf dogs. They thought they were too difficult to train or that they would have a cognitive impairment. Not true. Kobe has no idea that he's deaf. He loves everyone. He meets other dogs and thinks they're great. When you meet him, you don't know he's deaf at all until you try to get his attention. And there's just a little squiggle. And he'll look at you.
We got Yukon in January of 2009. He came out of a puppy mill in Kansas. The rescue angels at Fluffy Butts Rescue took him out of the conditions he was in and took him into rescue, and we were fortunate enough to be able to adopt him from there. He is the direct product of irresponsible puppy mill breeding. When you breed 2 Merle dogs together, you get a white, typically a white dog with multiple genetic defects. He was born with no eyes as a result of this. He has alopecia, which obviously it's hair loss, and this is a hormonal imbalance that he has. There's nothing that can be done to correct this, but we don't care. We love him the way he is. His other senses have taken over incredibly. He is sitting up here on an ottoman. He doesn't fall off. He knows the edges. He knows his barriers. He can hear incredibly. He is our watchdog.
We want to give them a life like a normal dog. They're entitled to that type of a life, so we spend our days doing that.
When we first found him, we knew that he was one that needed to be added to our family, that we wanted to take care of him and have him with us for the rest of his life. We're the lucky ones that we have him. He's just an amazing little boy.
I've been working at North Shore Animal League America for 14 years, and North Shore came across these little guys about 1.5 years ago and rescued them from Virginia, a shelter. And it was Venus, Carmen, and Pablo who they rescued that time. And then in that time, about 7 months ago, Scooter came into our lives, another one with missing front legs. And these guys accepted Scooter to their family. The veterinarians have come together, board certified. They went for physicals and examinations, and they think of the possibilities for inbreeding and overbreeding. Therapy that we do for them is putting them into a vest harness that comes up with ropes onto like a clothesline almost, where they could walk, and they walk this way and on a toggleable so they could turn when they need to, and it keeps their spine straight and gives them stronger leg muscles to hold themselves up during the day when they're walking around. So it builds up the muscles in their back legs for their carts. They have to do it because most of the time they spend in arch, but we're concentrating on keeping their back straight so they don't stay permanently curled and they don't have back problems later on. To make it easier for them to live more of a normal life as a dog, other than being carried around in a basket or being carried in your arms, they needed a pair of legs to go outside, to go to the park, to go to the bathroom, to play with other dogs, to be more like a normal dog. So North Shore and the sponsors had carts made for them, so this way they were able to have front legs, which would be wheels. So they actually go on dog walks and dog parks, and they have a good time going for their dog walks. They learned how to drink arch so they don't drown in their own water bowl. So it was a lot of training and teaching, but they're making it. They bring a lot of joy to a lot of people, especially a lot of young children who see them as positive, how hard they try and what they're doing. And they are actually acting like normal dogs, other than they have no front legs, and I don't even think they realize they don't. From day one, when I saw their eyes and they looked at me like they needed me, and I guess I needed them too, we just bonded right away, and I knew from that day on that we were going to be together forever, and I'm very happy about that.
Don't count a dog out just because it has a disability. Something like deafness, as I said before, it's really a human that needs to retrain themselves. The dogs don't know and they don't care. They just want to be with you and please you and have a happy life.
When someone is looking for a dog or a rescue dog to adopt, don't overlook them. Many of them have needs that are not as critical as others. A blind dog is very simple, very easy to take care of.
The way that they're functioning, eating and playing and doing anything any other normal dog can do with just a little help from mommy, so why shouldn't they live like any other dog?
I think that any dog, be it a normal dog, be it a special needs dog, they need human interaction, and these dogs deserve that.
If you're thinking of adopting a dog and you see one and you think it looks great and you find out it has some disability, don't let that faze you at all. They're so wonderful and loving animals, and I think the ones that you adopt from shelters that have disabilities, they really are more attuned to you than you would believe. And they're very grateful animals.